Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into Viridian Therapeutics' latest filing, a document that promises to be more exciting than watching paint dry if you know where to look. You see, this isn't just about numbers, it's a story of a company betting big on new medicines, facing fierce competition and navigating a financial tightrope. Viridian Therapeutics, located in Waltham, Massachusetts, is a biopharmaceutical company that wants to discover, develop, and sell potential best-in-class medicines for serious and rare diseases. They focus on areas where current treatments aren't good enough. They think that many first-generation medicines can be made better, especially for rare diseases. Viridian believes they can develop better drugs that will improve patient outcomes, reduce side effects, and improve quality of life. In 2024, some notable things happened. Viridian completed key trials for veligrotug, a potential treatment for thyroid eye disease, or TED, where data looked pretty good. They also started phase 3 trials for another TED treatment. Viridian Bio 3 also, they released some promising data for their new medicine, Viridian 000, Wegamibicin drug, another competing drug. Turning to executive pay, in 2024, the top executives at Viridian earned an annual cash bonus award that represented approximately 130% of their target. The company also has a compensation recovery policy, also known as a clawback policy, so if something goes wrong, they can take back some of the compensation. A quick note on last year's shareholder vote, which didn't go so well when only 58% approved the executive compensation program. So management went out and asked the shareholders what they wanted to see changed in the future. More on that later. The Compensation Committee, which is responsible for setting executive pay, got advice from two different consulting firms during 2024, Radford and Compensia, to make sure they're paying their executives fairly and in line with what other similar companies are doing. Here's a quick rundown of the year-end base salaries of the top executives. ABE's CEO Stephen Mahoney's base salary remained at $650,000. Seth Harmon, the Senior Vice President of Finance and Accounting, saw a small increase of 234% to $41,19,600. Jennifer Tazignant, who was appointed Chief Legal Officer, had a base salary of $450,000. Chief Operating Officer Thomas Beetham's base salary remained at $500,000, and Chief Medical Officer Thomas Truller's salary increased by 16% to dollars. Jennifer to 44% to $49,300. Had a base salary of increase of $2,000. Thomas Beetham's base salary remained at $500,000, and Chief Medical Officer Thomas Beetham's base salary remained at $500,000, and Chief Medical Officer Thomas Beetham's base salary. And what about bonuses? Stephen Mahoney, as CEO, had a target annual bonus opportunity of $377,500, but his actual payout was $467,944. $1,400. Seth Harmon's target was $167,844, and Thomas Croller's target was $25,000, and he received $292,000. Jennifer Tazignant's target was $180,000 with a payout of $234,000. Thomas Beetham's target was $18,000 with a payout of $234,000 with a payout of $234,000. Oni Thomasi team $500. Finally, Thomas Trulich $500. Finally, Thomas Ifdollar's target was $180,000 with a payout of $234,000. Thomas Beetham's target was $203,667. All of the bonus awards equal to $1,300 the target off, and each target was twined with a payout of $24,000. Finally, Thomas Truller's target was $83,000. Finally, the company granted an option to purchase 50,000 shares of company stock to Thomas Truller and 290,000 shares to Jennifer Tazignant in connection with their appointments. Checking their health benefits and perks, they remain largely the same. If things go south and the CEO is terminated in connection with a change in control, he gets paid for 24 months instead of 18. There's some very specific details on stock options granted to the NEOs, with particular attention to any grants made close to the release of important company information. The company has a policy that prohibits the grant of stock options, stock appreciation rights, or similar instruments when they have important secret information. The company also mentions a clawback policy. What does that mean? Basically, if an executive gets compensation based on incorrect financial information, the company can take it back. The median salary of all Viridian employees, excluding the CEO, was $400,117,424. The CEO's total compensation was $1,117,454 which makes a ratio of CEO to median employee of 2.8. A look at compensation risk assessment and deductibility of executive compensation are in the report as well. Finally, the last proposal is about approving more shares for an equity incentive plan. The board wants to increase the shares for the equity incentive plan by 8,000 more, or about 10%, with the goal of attracting and retaining key employees. This plan allows the company to give its employees stock options which can motivate them to work hard and align their interests with the stockholders. They considered the potential dilution and the burn rate, that is how quickly the company is using up its stock options, and they believe that the increase is reasonable and will benefit the stockholders in the long run. If approved, the company's overhang, that is the total shares that could be issued under the plan compared to the total outstanding shares, would increase to 25%. And last but not least, there's a proposal to approve the Viridian Therapeutics Inc. 2025 Employee Stock Purchase Plan, which is another plan to let employees buy company stock at a discounted rate. Employees get to buy stock at a discount. The purchase price will be no less than 85% of the stock's market value, either on the first day of the offering period or on the purchase date, whichever is lower. So what's the story with Viridian? They're betting big on new medicines for eye diseases and other conditions, but that's not a guaranteed success. One, they are dependent on talent to execute on those plans, and two, they need to make sure that people are rewarded and the ship is well run. The shareholder engagement and more transparent communication is a welcome sign that they are trying to be better and responsive to the public. If you want to invest or trade this company, do your own due diligence. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of corporate filings. Until next time.